Losing a pet is like losing a piece of your heart. If you're struggling with grief, you're not alone. At MyDogDied.com, we understand the pain and are here to support you. Visit us today and find comfort, guidance, and a community that cares. We received a letter from someone who has lost their pet and have allowed us to share their story so that it will help other listeners deal with the loss of their pet. Remember, if you like this video, please support us with a like, subscribe, and share. Hello, dear friends. This is Don Barnes, and today on MyDogDied.com, I'm reading a letter from Mark, a 56-year-old man from Carmel-by-the-Sea, California. Mark recently lost his beloved dog, Leo, an 11-year-old Plott Hound, and his words hold a grief so deep and a love so enduring, I felt compelled to share them with you. Dear Don, Leo came into my life at a time when I didn't even know I needed saving. He was just a puppy back then, gangly and awkward, with those long ears and eyes that looked like they held the wisdom of 1,000 years. He chose me, not the other way around. I went to the shelter looking for something. I didn't know what. But when Leo flopped down dramatically at my feet and played dead like it was Shakespeare in the park, I knew he was mine. Leo had a flair for the dramatic. If someone dropped a fork at dinner, he'd collapse to the ground, as if he'd been shot. If a new guest came over, he'd roll onto his back and freeze, tail wagging, tongue lolling out. People loved it. He made strangers laugh in grocery store parking lots, and he brought light to every room he entered. But it wasn't just his antics. It was the way he'd press his forehead against mine when I was anxious, the way he'd nuzzle under my hand if I sat too long staring out the window. Leo didn't just love, he understood. He was my companion, my therapist, my hiking partner, and my nightly snorer. A few months ago, he started slowing down. At first I thought it was age, but then came the fevers, the stiffness, the way he'd wince getting up. The vet confirmed what I feared, a tick-borne illness that had gone undetected for too long. We tried everything, medications, rest, fluids, acupuncture even, but it took him quickly, too quickly. He passed away lying on our old porch, where we used to sit and watch the waves. I held him in my arms, and he gave one final deep sigh, like he knew his work here was done. I still hear that sigh in my dreams. I found MyDogDied.com during one of those nights where sleep wouldn't come. I typed, "My dog died, and I can't stop crying," into the search bar, and your site came up. I listened to the stories, Don. I cried with the people who wrote to you, and for the first time I didn't feel alone. I wasn't the only one talking to the empty food bowl. I wasn't the only one whispering, "Good boy," to the wind. Thank you for this space, for giving grief a place to go, for reminding us that love doesn't end when life does. With a heavy heart, but endless gratitude, Mark. As I read Mark's letter, I find myself pausing often, not just because of the sorrow, but because of the love. Leo was more than a dog. He was a performer, a healer, a silent friend who spoke volumes. And Mark, thank you for writing. Thank you for your vulnerability. You reminded us that the most profound connections don't need words, that sometimes the paw on our knee or the dramatic collapse at our feet is more meaningful than anything a person could say. Friends, if you're grieving today, take heart in this truth. The love never leaves. It lingers in the quiet moments, the routines we can't let go of, and in every story we share. Leo lives on in this story. And in that way, so does your love. Until next time, this is Don Barnes. And remember, you are not alone.
Your love for your pet never fades, and neither should your support. If you're grieving, don't go through it alone. Visit MyDogDied.com or call us at 855-925-2658 and connect with those who truly understand. Healing starts here. Remember, if you like this video, please support us with a like, subscribe, and share. If you have a story that you would like to tell us,